Hi everyone, Fiona Weller, Integrative Sand Tray Therapist and Trainer. I wanted to have a quick chat to you about symbols. We have some basic symbols, and part of the shopping list of our selection is what we might call household items. So you can see here behind me, I have a little chair and a table. I'll bring up a closer here. So I've just, for our Australian audiences, I've just purchased this from Aldi, and it comes in, I'll show you the box. This is the box. It comes with 2 chairs, the table that you see behind you. It has the umbrella, food, and there's also a little barbecue. So why would you need that in your selection and your categories, household items? When you're working with clients of all ages, you could be working with a child, for example, who has missed out on some early attachment. And so they may be able to use the food. There's some food on here, a little table, got the food and the barbecue. So they may need to recreate that sense of unmet needs. So there is that attachment, the trauma, and then what we look at is the unmet need that could have been in some circumstances, and unfortunately it occurs, that child may have gone hungry. So you can see how sand tray therapy can work really well, working across a whole spectrum of circumstances. And we would include in our household items a bed. This is a little double bed. Once again, this is from Aldi. They're on sale at the moment. So you don't have to spend a lot of time or money getting your selection together. So let's go back to the reason why we need symbols. And I thought I would read to you from Ruth Aman, who is a very, and I hope this is okay with her that I'm reading from her book. I'll put the link to her book in this in the section below. And it's called Sand Play, Creative Processes Become Visible. And I'll just read from the book. We place an empty piece of paper in front of a child and offer him crayons. Normally, the child will begin to draw without any hesitation. It is the same as if we give the child a sand tray and some figures or symbols. The child quickly begins to play with the sand and starts to build mountains and valleys, lakes and forests, creates streets and houses, puts people and animals in place until the empty space is filled with life. All of this will happen provided the child is allowed to simply play without being required to achieve anything. If this is the case, then the untouched sand tray will soon be filled with lovely pictures of the inner world of the child. These pictures are simply there. They wish to flow outward. They only need a space in which to be expressed. That is why children with psychic difficulties are almost magically drawn to the sand tray in the therapy room. Not only children, but adults as well need empty spaces of all kinds in order to express their fantasies and give shape to their inner pictures. The narrowness and congestion of our life spaces, which do not allow for change or renewal, are enemies of fantasy and the life process. This is not only true for our outer world, but in a figurative sense, also for the life spaces of the soul. Our heads are crammed with knowledge and information of all kinds. The ears with street noise, radio noise, and inner noise, and our heart with pent-up emotions and feelings. So that's Ruth Aman, and I will put the link below. And when I read that and I think about the symbols and unmet needs and attachment and trauma, and when Ruth brings that back to the heart space and the soul, Sandray therapy is body, mind, soul. We're integrative Sandray therapists. That's what I call myself, because we work so closely, not just with the client, we are feeling into those symbols that will go into the Sandray to create that world, that expression, or that internal expression. And somewhere within that world, we will find ourselves, whether that's on a felt sense, a collective sense, or symbolically. The client may place us in their sand world as a symbol. And we see here, it could very well be the empty chair. So Gestalt-informed therapists are very well placed to become Sandray therapists, but it's not that difficult once you immerse yourself as a therapist, a very well-trained therapist, that you begin to understand how the symbols come alive with meaning. Your own personal meaning, the client's meaning, and also that collective meaning that Jung speaks about. So I wanted to show you this symbol as well. Here we have a Christmas symbol. So it's not a Christmas symbol, but it's Christmas time, so we're able to go out and select these wonderful symbols. This one, you can wind it. Oh, should be able to wind it. What's going on? It needed a little help. So we have symbols that have movement and symbols that have sound. The symbols are tactile. Symbols possess colour. Symbols are made of a certain element. So these chairs here, they're wood. All right. So when you are learning about your symbols, it's forever. It's a forever learning, because our symbols come from mythology. They come from fantasy, from fairy tales, from our ancestors, from stories, and we can't know all of this. But what we can be as Sandray therapists is we can be present. We can be present to all that is, all that our client needs to express. And this is where the unconditional positive regard comes in. However, if our clients are expressing something that we as therapists have not resolved within ourselves, some unmet need, then we're going to rupture. Bonnie Badenoch is amazing. Her work on rupture and repair, if you can read that, then you'll get a really good understanding that to rupture is okay. It's normal. It's normalized. And sometimes when you rupture within the room with your client, it serves to give them a break as well. They can rupture as well. They may be working really, really hard, and they just need that pause. So we act as this conduit to our clients. And if it's okay for us, and if we can sit there in our own ability to rupture could simply, suddenly you start thinking of a shopping list, or you might thinking about clothes to pack for the holiday. And then you go, oh, I've got to come back. That's called repair. It's okay. It's normal. We're only humans. All right. And if we come into the therapy room with the intention of holding that space for our clients with unconditionality, then to rupture and repair is okay. To not know what your client is building in their sand world, it's okay as well. It's not our story, it's theirs. And in sand play therapy, oftentimes we will never know, because we don't go in and ask clients, who's this, what's going on, and what's happening here. With sand tray therapy, we can go in and we can ask open and curious questions, but it's always up to the client to be cognizant, to be ready, to want to tell their story verbally. Remember, sand tray therapy, integrative sand therapy, is non-verbal form of communication. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, then you can certainly reach out, or comments, you can put them in the comment section. So thank you for listening today. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye-bye.